Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another car update, but if I don't record this now, I'm not going to have enough time, so let's just get into it. Yesterday, we had a pretty bad day with Cade. He is going through this phase where he sleeps maybe 6 hours in a 24-hour period. He's waking up in the middle of the night and not wanting to go back to sleep. He is skipping his naps, and I think that that's causing a lot of frustration in him, or his temper is a lot shorter. I don't know. For about a year now, Cade has been pretty hard to handle. The first time I took him to the doctor for this, I was pregnant with Landon, and he was angry for about a week, and nothing I did helped him. And they pretty much just said it's because he's not talking, he can't communicate with you, and that's causing frustration, which that I understand. But a year later, it's still going on. Granted, we haven't gotten him into speech therapy yet. He has his evaluation next week. I did take him in for a DNA test. I had a video on this. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and go watch that. But I did take him. We did a DNA test on him to see if there was anything in his DNA that was causing him to be the way that he is. And we set up an appointment with a neurologist. So after yesterday's bad day, and when I say a bad day, like most days are pretty, I'm not going to say they're all bad days, but they're pretty hard to get through for the most days. But then, like, twice a week, he has days where it is just unbearable almost. Like, he's screaming all day, he hits, he kicks, and nothing brings him back down. It's just, he's super angry for that day. And so yesterday was one of those days, to the point that I called his pediatrician, and I was like, you know, I need help. Like, it's not just a terrible twos. It's not like, I used to work in a daycare. I know, you know, that there are bad phases and bad times, but Cade's bad days and bad times are still way worse than your average 2.5-year-old. So I called and I took him in first thing this morning, and she pretty much said she pretty much said we can bump up melatonin to 3 tablets instead of the 1 tablet that is recommended to try and get in a good sleep pattern. Other than that, we need to get him in with a therapist or a psychologist or something like that, so they can do a diagnosis, whether it be ADHD, autism, whatever it may be. Just get him seen. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm going to, just because something's got to give. But I went ahead and I called the geneticist's office whenever I got back from that appointment, and I talked to the genetic counselor, and they had gotten the DNA test results in this morning. I don't even think the geneticist has seen the results yet, because she didn't sign off on them, and like they haven't discussed them or anything. Like, they had just gotten these results in. Caden has an extra chromosome. The lab said it was unknown, but she did tell me the specific chromosome. I know it is it's chromosome 8 that he has an extra one of, but I can't remember the numbers and letters that went along with it, so I can't remember like the exact one. So she's gonna get with a geneticist and talk about the results and see what that means, and we'll go from there. So I don't know what it means. I try, after getting the call for us to go back in with the PKU stuff, they told me not to Google it, and I did, and I freaked myself out. And so Not gonna lie, I did put this in Google, but I didn't click on any of the links. I just wanted to see what pulled up. And so I'm not gonna read any further into it, and I'm not gonna assume anything until after I hear back from them. I also want to add, if it weren't for Landon having PKU, we wouldn't have gone the route that we went as far as getting him seen by a geneticist, having a DNA test done, and we wouldn't have taken it that far. And I'm so glad we did, because had we not done that, I mean, it would have just been going to the psychologist or the, you know, whatever, and getting probably just getting an autistic diagnosis or an ADHD diagnosis or something along those lines, but we wouldn't have the cause for it. And whereas it sucks, it's not an exciting thing to find out, I'm so glad that we have a cause for what's going on. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I will update more as I know what this means, so stay on the lookout for that, guys. Thank you all so much for your love and support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.